Addy Soldiers, Captain Nightlight on deck, and welcome to my review slash discussion on the season premiere of My Little Pony Season 8, School Daze. So, I did plan on posting a reaction for this, but I tried editing it on my computer, and it was just too much for it to handle. It kept lagging so much. I tried to get... It has a problem with overlaying two videos, so it lags for... Every 5 seconds I get 1 second. That's currently where I'm at with editing. So I think I'm just gonna stick with posting a review for this. I might stick with reviewing episodes because it helps me save time for other stuff that I want to do. But got nothing else to say, so let's get right into it. So first part of the episode is when we notice the new expansion of the map. Kind of got me thinking how that happened, because why did it expand? I know that in a sense it was just for the show, but if there is going to be lore behind it, is it because it tracks how far the main six move, the element bearers move, or is it supposed to represent that they are going to have missions beyond Equestria? This got me thinking of why it got so far, and it makes me wonder if it's going to expand in Generation 5, if we do get the castle in Generation 5. But moving on from that point, we find Twilight's but once they realize that they are going to have friendship missions beyond Equestria, she decides to build a friendship school to help spread friendship. When I first heard of that idea, I was a mixture of excited, but also, where could this go? Because it's nice to have something new in the show, like a kind of a new location-ish. I don't... But I was also kind of skeptical, I guess the word is, on how that would go, because the main six aren't necessarily teachers, at least not up until the end of the premiere, but... I'm getting sidetracked, my bad. So, as Twilight starts to get what she needs to know as to what it takes to build the school, we are introduced to the EEA, the Equestrian Educational Association, I think that is. It makes sense why... I know those things exist. I know why they exist, to help keep schools functioning and help teach students the way they should be taught. But I am also aware how schools can get a little too controlling, how it's just boring. I don't know where I'm going with this, but once I heard the Equestrian Education Association, I honestly just thought of something, just a place where everything is controlled. They micromanage everything. So obviously I wasn't too big of a fan of the place. Not saying that I'm against places like that, but sometimes people micromanage way too much. Thankfully, I don't even know what the ponies of the EEA, along with Chancellor Naysay, that name, Naysay, I don't know what that means, but I know it's not a compliment. They approve her school, but she has to follow very, very, very strict rules. Again, I understand why rules are in place, but sometimes they are meant to be broken. I'm a little bit of a rebel, just to say. Sorry, getting sidetracked. So, the EEA is hoping that Twilight opens a school to... What were the impression of that? She was going to open a school to help ponies train to protect Equestria? What was he thinking? What was Naysay thinking? That she was going to open like a martial arts kind of school? Because I don't know what he was going with. But I think he got an understanding it was more of a friendship school by the end, but I can't fully recall at the moment. And as the school opens, we are introduced to 6 new students to the show. Sorry, my brain is trying to recollect all this information. And the first character that I thought was pretty interesting was obviously the one voiced by Vincent Tong, Sandbar. Yeah, I am aware fully that he has voiced characters that we either just hate or we just don't care for too much. Flash Sentry, Featherbangs, and then there was Donut Joe back in season 2, which obviously I don't imagine too many people care about him too much because he was just there for one episode and... No, wait, he was in season 1, but he didn't have too much of a role. But yeah, the other 2 characters, not very hated. Flash Sentry, the waifu stealer, and Featherbangs, special pony stealer from Big Mac. I don't know if he's voiced any other characters, but that's as far as I know. At least now he's voiced a character that we kind of like. Sandbar seems like a good student. He does want to follow the rules, and just be a good student. I can't say much. And then there's Smolder, I don't know exactly what to say about her. She's independent, tough, but like the dragons, they are competitive, to say the least. I don't hate them, but I don't know how to describe Smolder. I get her, but she's... Along with, what was his name, Gallus, they both think they're... I think they're too cool for school, but they act too cool, in a sense. Hopefully that makes sense, because the only reason they ditched school or played hooky was because they got so bored of their classes. We'll talk about that later. But I thought those 2 were pretty interesting. I am always a fan. It interests me to see rebels, but when you rebel for a good reason. But I'm always drawn to attention of those characters. You know good English. The last 2 new students was Yona the Yak. Actually, no, there's 3 other students, my bad. So, Yona the Yak. I see similarities in her with Silverstream the Hippogriff, where they're very enthusiastic. They really... they're kind of extroverts, in a sense. But I also see a little bit of competitive or independent, like in Gallus and Smolder, where she's gonna stand up for herself. I don't know, did she stand up for her friends? Because, not that I'm saying she wouldn't, but I don't recall a moment. But yeah, I'd say soft heart, thick skin, enthusiastic. Kinda like that. That describes Yona. Silverstream, definitely on the higher end of an extrovert. She doesn't necessarily take offense to a lot of things. She's just one of those people that's just, like Pinkie Pie, technically. But we have seen Pinkie Pie take offense to things. I just haven't seen Silverstream do it, so she's kind of like Pinkie Pie. She's also Ocellus's worst nightmare. Well, not worst nightmare in the sense that they hate each other, but an introvert's... I can imagine that an introvert's worst nightmare is an extrovert, because there's just 2 ends, one extreme to the other. They don't go well together. Moving on to Ocellus, she... I don't know how to word this, but it's not that I don't like her. I do like her just because I have a... I like introverts in a sense because I relate to them, but on the other side, it's not that I don't like them, but each introvert has their own story to tell as to why they're shy, and it interests me to... Will we get more character development on these 6 characters, because not much has come to mind. I like their character designs, like, character-wise and, well, mostly their character. I don't know where else I was going with that, but I hope we get a little bit more development on these characters. They seem like they have the potential. I hope Hasbro's going with that through Season 8, but I have no idea. As far as I know, I've only seen the premiere and the other episodes that were leaked. I did cave in, which is why I knew about the school before I even saw the premiere. But moving on from that, the point where Twilight runs the school so strictly, it's very, very boring, and it helps other people relate who don't like school. They just find it boring, almost a prison ground, as some people call it. I kind of understand it. School does get boring at times where you just wish you could do anything else. This is coming from the guy who used to want to play video games 8 hours a day. My bad. Yeah, I can understand why other people would want to do other stuff, but I'm kind of the guy who sees both sides as why people would want to go to school and why they wouldn't. So, hope that makes sense. Where was I going? Yeah. I don't think Twilight's really learned her lesson as to when it's okay to break rules and when it isn't. Hopefully she did after this premiere, because, sheesh, that school seemed so boring. Yeah. Thankfully, I go to a school that actually does their best to have you engage and have you pay attention, but in other schools, they're just like, if you don't like it, too bad for you. You're gonna pay attention, and we're gonna make sure you pass. Yeah, I've had those teachers. Not fun. But moving on from that, the strict rules at the school lead to the students playing hooky, and whenever I think of that scene, I just think of when Ocellus tried to disguise herself as Rarity and fool Fluttershy. I understand that. What I was gonna say is that I understand in a sense how Fluttershy kind of just let it slide, like she bought into it, because that's, I wouldn't say naive, but it's Rarity. She's got a little bit of narcissistic in her, which maybe why she bought into the excess hair flipping, which I can laugh at it now, but at the time it was so cringy. So yeah, Ocellus got lucky with that disguise, but didn't fool Angel. Just not much to talk about that. One other thing before I forget. Ponies can open portals, not just to other worlds, but just to other parts of Equestria. That blew my mind for a second, because yes, I was aware that ponies can create portals to other worlds, Sarswell, but I always thought of the idea if they could just make portals to just travel to another part of Equestria, from Manhattan to Ponyville, to Counterlot, Crystal Empire. You get the idea. But Daze confirms, technically, that it's possible to just create portals and travel to another part of Equestria. Unless it's restricted to ponies who have authority, which I hope not. That was so cool. Seriously. I want to see other portal like that. Probably not, but nice to see that was confirmed canon. For me, at least. Moving on to what leads into the second portion, where Twilight School fails the EEA inspection and gets unaccredited. Before we move on for that, that's when it just became clear that Daze is racist. I don't want to get into that stuff, but I'm just gonna say it right now. I do not understand people who are racist. I do not mean any offense to people. I don't hate people who are racist. I hate racism in general. I don't hate the people. I hate the idea. I need to get that across. So if there's anyone who just embraces racism, I don't hate you. I just don't understand racism. Because at the end of the day, your skin color doesn't depict your abilities. It doesn't depict what you can do. When people say if you put your heart to it, you put your mind into it, then it's possible, they're not joking. You have to have the mindset to do it. The only thing that holds you back is you. I'm getting off topic, but yeah. Once I realized that Daze was racist, he instantly went down to one of my most hated characters. At least strongly disliked. And after Twilight School gets unaccredited, she goes into a pity party. Yeah, pretty interesting how Pinkie Pie or Rarity never gave her ice cream. Probably one of the best solutions. Yeah, Rarity should have been up on her game. She should have known that ice cream was needed. At least I think. I'm not someone who likes to throw pity parties. I don't know what people... I know that people are gonna need tough love when they're in pity parties because you need to wake up. Stop pitying yourself. Yes, the world is gonna be harsh, but you can't cower to it. You can't just say how bad your life is. There's always someone who has it worse than you. I'm getting off track. But it takes Starlight Glimmer, the guidance counselor, to give her the tough love that give Twilight the tough love that she needs to bring her spirits up and reform the school. Yeah, this is why I love Starlight Glimmer. She's never afraid to give tough love. She's one of my favorite characters, and it's because of her... It's because she doesn't care what anyone else thinks is why I like her. Moving on. So next point, what was it? When the students run off and hide in the castle with the two sisters. Why did they run off? That's something that I don't necessarily understand. Did they... I would guess it's because they had a close friendship that they didn't want to be split apart. Because, in a sense, Naysay shut down the school, but were their parents or their guardians gonna split them all up? I don't know. I think that's the most logical thing, because why would they run away if they weren't gonna be split up? Okay, I kinda answered my own question. And once the Guardians confront Princess Celestia, we introduce that they do still have the throne room from the movie. I am a fan of that throne room. I really like the design, but... Was that always there? Was that throne room always there? Did it get reconstructed from... I'm trying to figure out how that throne room and the other throne room, like, what happened? Did it get torn down and reconstructed? Did they always have two? Because... What? I don't know if we're ever going to get an answer to that, but I hope so. What was the next thing I was going to say? Well, not too much else to say. Not too much to say about when we finally see where the students run off. We see them... The main seven find the students. They agree to come back to the school and start something new, where they actually get to be unique in their classes. They don't have to follow the EEA rules. I don't know. I feel like I have a nickname for it, but maybe I'll say it in another video. Get the students back together, they reform the school. At least they tried to before Naysay shows up. Thankfully, he didn't put up too much of a fight. Not that I thought it was going to get physical, but... Yeah, his charisma didn't get him too far. Did he really think that closing down the school was for the greater good? I don't think he really gave it a chance, but of course, that's just who racist people are. Again, not hating on the people, I'm just hating on the idea of racism. But, yeah, not too much to say. He got roasted by Celestia, and they get school back. Not too much else to say. Everything goes on. Yeah, sorry if this review / discussion was kind of all over the place, not very good quality, but I'm just here to talk. I'm here to do what I like. And I really like this premiere. It was one of the better ones. For me, looking at the school kind of gives me a reflection on how far the main six have come. Because thinking back to Season 1, just looking at how all the characters started out, Twilight was... She didn't want to be around friends. She didn't want to be around anyone but Spike or Celestia or anyone who would help her education. She wasn't a fan of friends. And looking at her in Season 8, now she is a Princess of Friendship opening a school of friendship. Some of the characters kind of changed, some of them haven't. I'd say some of the ones that had major changes was Fluttershy, who came out of her shell. She's more confident, and she's moving from the introvert to the ambivert. It's a mixture of the two. Well, not a mixture, but right in between introvert and extrovert. And I don't see Fluttershy really as an extrovert, but I can see her as an ambivert. Pinkie didn't really have any goals, she's just Pinkie Pie. Rarity got her dream of opening boutiques, and now she's teaching fashion. Interesting. And Rainbow Dash, she got less prideful. She achieved her dream of the Wonderbolts, or are the Wonderbolts technically Air Force? Because they're not good at fighting, even though in the past they used to be they tried to be a fighting Air Force. They failed at taking on Spike. I don't know where else they played some sort of offensive role or defensive role. I just mostly see the Wonderbolts as the ponies who do air shows. But yeah, not much else to say. I really enjoyed the premiere. I would give it, I'd say somewhere around a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. It was really great. I like that we get a school, we get a new environment, and we have more ideas for other episodes, or at least more theories. But of course, everyone can theorize on what could happen on the next season. The premiere doesn't depict everything, or say like we're giving you an idea of what's going to happen during the season. During the season, my bad. But yeah, I really like the idea that now we get a school of friendship, and we have new characters, like not just characters who are just gonna disappear the next episode. They're actually gonna stick around. But as much as I liked it, it's not something too extreme, like when we saw Daybreaker, or when we were kind of like the Season 6 finale, where all the main six got captured, all of the main ponies got captured, and now it was up to the reformed villains to get the job done. It was still a good episode, and it definitely got me hyped for Season 8. It's really... I know I don't look hyped to now. I'm not tired, but I have a lot of stuff on my mind. Nothing you guys need to worry about. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's pretty much it, guys. If I did miss anything, or you guys want to share your theories or what else could happen in Season 8, let me know down in the comments. I'd like to know. They got a whole new season ahead of us, and one season before the end of Generation 4. It's sad. Yeah, but all good things come to an end. But when good things come to an end, new good things arise. They do. That's going to end it for this video, comrades. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. If you have any suggestions on what I should add to my videos in terms of how to make it more appealing, let me know down in the comments too. I always like to improve, but I don't want to be a pushover and just please everyone. And along with that, if you did enjoy the video, please share with other people who you think might like it as well. This is Captain Nightlight, signing out.